one was a Yorkie too.
Oh,
So-
Yorkie Poos are so cute. My parents almost got a Yorkie Poo and then they got
I need to look up what Yorkie Poos
They're
look like.
really adorable.
Jamie's mom's dog just died 2 days ago.
Family. They had to put him down, yeah. He was a Cocker Spaniel and then they had just gotten a New Yorkie. It's awful. That's the only thing I hate about my fur babies.
You know what a Yorkie Poo looks like?
Oh,
They're
it's just
really
like a
cute.
fluffier
Yeah,
one.
it's curlier. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
They
my
also
Really
come.
silky, fluffy.
Mine was all black. But
So cute.
yeah.
It
Sorry
looked,
for
it's
your
even
Yes.
more like an Ewok. I mean, these look a lot like Ewoks,
Yeah, we
but
call them Ewoks.
Yeah. Hi.
When they are past their grooming
That's
like they are right now.
Oh my gosh, Yorkie Poos are
They're
so
adorable.
cute.
The black and white one, my mom almost got him instead of Ollie.
are they hypoallergenic?
Yeah,
they
because
are.
they're
Poodles don't
Poodles
show
are,
either.
Yorkies are, so.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're
Now
really
what my son wants is a schnoodle.
Oh, they're cute too.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
want something to drink or anything like that?
Yeah, I'd love something.
We have water,
tea, coffee,
or
water,
hot tea,
juice, pop.
coffee, etc.
There's some there and
There's
then
a couple things there.
Hmm. Okay, this looks good.
Perfect. Okay, that's a keeper.
Yeah, that's a keeper. So, tell me, I have a couple of ideas of where, well, okay, I'll tell you just a little bit about my background to let you know
Yeah, that'd be
why
helpful for me.
I want to work with youth folks, okay? So, I have a degree in special education, taught kids with emotional challenges, burnt out, went to law school. Came here, started working with technology companies. You've seen the Technology Association of Oregon
Mhm,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. I'm its mother.
Oh, cool. Were
Um,
you at the hackathon a few years ago?
No,
Okay.
this was in the 80s. I was a computer law attorney, and there was the Eugene
cool.
Software Council. And they wanted to kind of expand and move, but we're Eugene and there was Portland, anyway. So, two senators or representatives at the Oregon State Legislature said, well, what can we do? And I said, we need an advisory committee, because nobody was looking at the software
Yeah.
industry. There was this big economic development push and no focus on software no focus on technology outside of Beaverton.
Right.
So we got this advisory committee and we had everybody from throughout the state, or had people from throughout the state. We went to the governor, he said, what do you want? We said, we need a state association. He said, okay, raise half of the amount you need and I'll give you the rest. So that started the Software Association of Oregon, which
Cool.
then changed its name. And there's actually an article online that designates me as the person who created this. So anyway, so because I was a teacher, I got back into schools related to the technology. And I was gonna have to move to Portland just for the technology industry or something else, so I got into educational technology. I was gonna try to focus on the development of education technology as an industry, and then the University of Oregon closed down their ed tech education program. Didn't help. So I started, but I was doing work in that area, and then the internet came in, and that's how old I am. I remember 5-inch floppies, which went away long before you were born.
Well, that was elementary school for me, yeah.
Okay. So then the internet came in, and there was a need for somebody who understood youth at risk,
Mhm.
the legal issues associated with technology use in schools, free speech, due process, a lot of that kind of stuff, and just, the technology stuff. How do we handle this? So I got into the whole area of digital safety, and wrote a couple of books that were published in that area. And then in 2006, I self-published a book on cyberbullying, And a academic publisher immediately picked it up, and it was published in 2007. So Facebook went public fall of 2006.
Mhm.
I didn't even use the term social media in the book. But when I wrote that book, okay, so I try to be research-based
Mhm.
in everything I do. But the research was describing the young people who engage in bullying as these at-risk kids with lots of challenges and are going to end up in prison and all of that kind of stuff. And that certainly wasn't what I was seeing in cyberbullying.
Right.
And the approach that was then and is now still communicated to schools on how do you address bullying is you make rules against bullying, and you have staff supervise, and you tell students to report, and then you investigate and impose sanctions. Okay, let's translate that to digital. You ain't making the rules for sites and apps. Adults aren't present. Young people aren't reporting because they know you're going to overreact. And investigation, have fun. And sanctions, you're going to end up simulating digital retaliation that's anonymous, outside your control. It's not going to work. So, what's the answer? Well, first of all, we have to recognize that there are two basic kinds of sources of aggressive behavior in school. One is the kids who do have challenges and, traumatic, toxic stress, they're having challenges, and so they're aggressive. And the other, which now the research has finally come out and supported what I was saying all along, are the socially skilled, popular, cool kids who are being hurtful to achieve social dominance. Now, this is ethological-based behavior. I would like to explain it in terms of chickens. Those who seek power, they peck the weak chick to death. So there's hurtful behavior against those who are different in any way. And when the roosters grow up, mature, there's cockfights for dominance between rivals. And the only difference in middle school is that the hens are as vicious as the cocks, and these two young ladies are going to read.
Yep, that
Okay,
is
yep.
true.
Yep.
Sometimes
If not
worse.
more.
If not more.
I'd rather take a punch in my face than go through what the girls do.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
I'd
right.
rather take the overt aggression than the.
Right, right. So, what schools are trying to do is address bullying, thinking in terms of the multiple tier system of supports. So that the kids who engage in bullying are tier 2 and tier 3, right? No. They're your popular, rewarded kids who, like, there was the incident with, in Cresswell, with the two girls who had moved because they, away from Cresswell High School to Pleasant Hill, and the principals came in. Do you remember that? Now, okay, this was what, so
The girls weren't twins, were they?
No, but they moved from Cresswell High School to Pleasant Hill because they were being bullied. And there was a game between both teams, and the principals were saying nasty things, sending text messages saying nasty things.
Yes,
okay?
I do remember that now.
But
Yeah.
about the students. Yeah,
Moved?
yeah,
Mhm.
So somebody wisely took a photograph of what the principals were saying, and this went boom. And they were fired, and anyway, but I met with one of the girls. Very wonderful young lady. She almost died at 4-year-old because she had type 1 diabetes. She was slightly overweight, so she was bullied. And because of her diabetes, she also didn't do sports, although she was doing cheerleading, but she was overweight. Okay, so she was being bullied.
Right.
And every year she applied to be in the leadership class run by the assistant principal / athletic director. And every year she got turned down. Now, kids with diabetes are clearly leaders. They have to mature faster because they have to take care of themselves. So every year she got turned down, and all of the kids in the leadership class were the ones who had been bullying her throughout school. So that's the challenge we have. Now, there are two leadership paths in my, there are the leadership kids who are kind, compassionate, step in and help. And there are the ones who are hurtful to those, they exclude those who don't meet standards, or they engage in battles with rivals. And so if the school is trying to think of this in terms of risk prevention, that's why the interventions are not being effective. There are 6 meta-analyses that demonstrate that the bullying prevention efforts are totally ineffective, or marginal to no positive effect, 0 effectiveness at the secondary level. And there are also huge developmental reasons why this isn't effective at the secondary level, specifically because this is when young people are